Chad, welcome to you. What do we know about how uncommitted voters feel now that Kamala Harris is at the top of the ticket and some of the developments in the Middle East?
Yeah, some of these uncommitted voters are just not moving off of their protests, essentially against both Harris and also Donald Trump. And there are Arab American groups that are now openly telling their members not to vote for either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump for president. We could see a situation where people just leave it blank. We saw this, in high numbers in 2016. Over 70,000 people just didn't simply vote for president in that election, and Donald Trump prevailed over Hillary Clinton by 10,704 votes. And so, at the narrowest of margins, we could see a scenario that repeats itself like 2016. And these are in key areas of the suburbs of Detroit, to Dearborn, Troy, other pockets where we have a predominantly large number of individuals of Arab American or North African descent, which total population of 300,000 in a state of 10 million people. But when you're talking about margins of races that could come down to tens of thousands of votes, this very well could be a major factor.
And what are you seeing from both of the campaigns to engage voters who are considering leaving it blank because of their concerns and frustrations?
Yeah, the Harris campaign, since it became the Harris campaign in mid-July, has been trying to make a concerted effort to get support from some leading Arab American leaders within Metro Detroit, and particularly in Wayne County, where Dearborn is and Detroit is. They've made some progress. They've got a couple of state reps and like the deputy county executive in Wayne County who come on board. But then Trump is out playing for these voters too, and he got the mayor of Hamtramck to endorse him. He stopped into Hamtramck. They built a little sort of field office for the Republicans, and Trump made a visit to it on Friday as part of his barnstorming through Metro Detroit. While Harris was also barnstorming through Metro Detroit, but Harris in particular has not gone to Dearborn directly and has not engaged at that level. There have been some meetings, private meetings and whatnot with some Arab American leaders, but this is a delicate issue that they're trying to navigate. But she's not changed her stance on Israel. She's not changed her stance on sending arming Israel. At the same time, Trump has essentially the same view on Israel and arming Israel in its fight against Hamas and Hezbollah. And so that's the dynamic that's kind of still confounding, kind of hard to understand. Is there's not a natural major party alternative here. If your position is that we should not be sending more arms to Israel, so are these voters going to sit it out? They're going to vote third party. Remember, in Michigan, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is still on the ballot. He could not get himself off the ballot because he dropped out of the race so late in August, just before ballots started printing. And so, in most polling is showing him still picking up 2 or 3% of the vote. And again, in a race that could be down to the margins of tens of thousands of votes, RFK Jr. Could peel off enough votes and still be a spoiler here in some fashion for somebody.
A bigger spoiler for who, do you think?
I think still a bigger spoiler for Trump. That these folks would maybe lean towards Trump. He's already picked up some of them, but there's been lots of polling done in the 2 months since RFK Jr. dropped out, and there's still a core of people who are voting for him, and so it seems that might that Trump has kind of gotten as much mileage out of RFK as he could.
Chad, what's the distinction between uncommitted voters and undecided voters in Michigan?
Yeah, well, when we survey, most of our recent surveys, the Detroit News and WDIV done, there are fewer than 1% of voters who say they're undecided. I mean, you would have to do quite a canvas to try to find an undecided voter right now in the streets of any city in Michigan.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.